Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Chad DeVille, co-founder and CEO of Louisiana Technical Instruments. We have developed the Environmental Pneumatic Abatement System, or EPAS, a device that's used to reduce pneumatic emissions from the oil and gas industry from pneumatic controllers. Everyone's familiar with carbon dioxide and its effects on climate change. What most people don't understand is that methane traps heat 86 times more effectively than that of carbon dioxide. And when you look at sources of methane emissions, the natural gas and petroleum industry account for 33% of all methane emissions in the United States. Pneumatic controllers account for 38% of that. And these are controllers that are used to control various processes in the field, or 12.5% of overall emissions in the United States. The EPAS reduces methane emissions from any type of pneumatic controller, regardless of manufacturer or model. And our testing results from Stennis Space Center at NASA demonstrated a 98.92% reduction in emissions. This means that over 1,000 pneumatic controllers with our technology attached, we would save an operator an average of $860,000 a year in lost gas, or reduce our methane emissions by 303 million cubic feet a year. And when we look at the device estimate, there are 2.75 million devices within the United States. 90% of them are considered higher bleed, which puts our target market size at 2.47 million devices, or our market is worth $2.3 billion. Sales projections going from 2017 to 2020, growing from 300 or 3,500 devices to selling 48,000 devices, growing from 3.3 million to 45.6 million. Which means if we achieve this 4-year sales goal, we will remove 26 billion cubic feet of methane out of the atmosphere, or the CO2 equivalent of removing 283,000 cars off the road, or providing 141,000 homes with energy for 1 year. We're looking for 225,000 in seed and angel investment. And our team has 20 years of combined sales and marketing experience, with 30 years of pneumatics experience, with over 50 years of energy experience. Thank you. The clicker threw me off. It just kept, I don't know what was going on with it. Me being from New Orleans, I don't really talk fast either, so that's even worse.
But you had 14 seconds to say it.
I know, I mean, I almost want to jump out of my seat on that one, so.
Yeah, quick one. You said the Space Center. Is that the channel you're planning to approach first? I guess the question is, what's your go-to-market? Because I wasn't sure how much you sell the product for, who you're trying to sell it to, and just a bit more clarity about getting it.
So the reason why we went to NASA was to make sure that it worked. Because the last thing we want to do is just try and go on the market for something that obviously doesn't work, or trying to raise money on something that's unproven. So we went to NASA, and NASA's division of flow and measurements is one of the best at detecting methane emission levels. So we went there to see what the reduction actually was. So we proved that it was almost 99%. Now what we're doing is we're working with Chevron. Chevron is actually, they're doing a simulation test for us now, which is going to lead into a field test later. And then from there, our go-to-market strategy is to get into the oil and gas industry to start showing them where their actual methane emission problems are and what solutions we have to solve that, which will be the EPAS.
So the NASA test was to show the product works?
Yes.
And I have a question. So where are you at with your patents or other IP?
We're in patent pending right now. We have a patent pending on apparatus and method with a PCT file.
How much are you?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's $950.
I'll ask the stupid question. Who's going to buy it, and why are they incentivized to buy it from you?
We're looking at the oil and gas industry. So from operators to...
Let me ask it another way. If I'm operating and I know I have a methane leak problem and I can identify it, what's my incentive to spend $1,000 solving it?
Because you're actually losing that. You're losing way more than that every year. So for one pneumatic device, you could typically, you may be losing $1,500 a year. per device. So with our $950, obviously you get that back, our ROI within 1 year.
Follow up with another stupid question. What
Sure.
exactly does it do?
So what it does, I know, we got 3 minutes, I can't do it. So what we found is that when you have a pneumatic controller, pneumatic controller controls what's called a control valve. This is the actuator that either increases or decreases gas flow. So what we found, if you're able to reduce the amount of pressure needed by that controller, you can drastically reduce methane emissions. The only problem is that the actuator has to have a certain level of pressure on it to either increase or decrease. So what the EPAS does, it attaches to the outside of the controller and sends a reduced supply of pressure to the controller. The controller sends back that pressure, and then the EPAS boosts that pressure to the actuator, keeping that process intact.
Okay, we're gonna need to leave it there. Thank you.
Thank you.